Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. And I share my own asexual journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live, like now, post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape, or form, or you just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So in a moment, I'm going to be discussing seven ways you can positively get over someone. If you didn't know who I am Sandra Burmy. I'm an asexuality coach, so I coach people in all aspects of their asexual life, and I actually specialise in dating and relationships. And I'm the author of this book called Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, A Celebration of Asexual Diversity, which is out on Amazon. The link's down below if you want to check that one out. And I'm also the founder of Asexualise.com, the founder of Asexualise Academy. And this channel's been going for over 5 years now, helping asexuals across the globe and educating other people about asexuality. So I'm going to be discussing now 7 ways you can positively get over someone. Now, I have made a list in this case, right? So if you didn't watch my last video, it was basically, it had multiple ways, multiple reasons, should I say, of why you need to move on from a potential relationship, a dating scenario that isn't good for you, right? That isn't, it basically isn't what you want it to be, right? And so recently, I have had to walk away from a guy, an asexual spectrum guy, and it was difficult at first, and but kind of like second time it's not been so hard. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, so we were really interested in each other, and they had some doubts and I had some doubts. Then we talked it through and everything seemed to be okay, and everything seemed to be better than okay, because they were suggesting that they wanted to come and see me. And anyway, that then led to the person saying, oh, it'll be later we do that, and a lot of other stuff. Anyway, so I basically was back and forth messaging them, and anyway, they weren't suitable. So I had to walk away from this person, right? And the first time when we both had doubts, I was really upset. I was crying a lot, and it really hurt, the thought of like losing that connection with them, and the thought of them not being in my life romantically anymore. That was really upsetting, right? But this kind of the second time, I call it a second time around, I'm a lot more calmer this time, right? And I'm calmer because I can see things more clearly, right? So if we talk about clarity, I haven't actually written that one on my list. But yes. So once you got clarity, it's much better. Anyway, let's go through these. Right. So being number one is be productive. Now, what do I mean by this? So like I said, I was crying the first time around. The second time around, it's kind of like, for me, it was like giving them a second chance. I don't think they probably see it like that, but that's the way it felt to me and was to me in my reality. And because we both had doubts, both talked about it, thought it was moving forward, but yeah. Anyway, to cut a long story short, basically being productive. So instead of me crying this time, moping around, being really upset, I've been really productive. So I've literally tidied up my hallway, like really loads. I've been filing tons of paperwork that's going back quite some years even. Like I put it all in a place to file, and I've never actually got, so I bought some files. Well, I bought some Polly Pockets. I went and tidied up all my hallway as well, so I don't feel like, because I was beginning to feel like my place was like really claustrophobic. I needed to get out. And so, like being productive like that, really channeling that kind of like upset and pain energy into doing something that's like making me feel like I'm making some progress in my life is much, much better for me, you know? There's stuff I still need to do, but I've been doing a lot of positive, productive stuff, and I'm really, really happy about that, you know? Because, rather than me moping around or being upset all the time, I've used that time, that energy, that kind of like upset and pain energy to like, let's tuck into this, let's do this. It's been needing to be done for ages. I had a load of posts in the hallway, I sorted all that out, filed it, got rid of the stuff I didn't need, and it's just like I tidied my whole hallway up, and there was lots of stuff in it, so it's all in different places now. It's all neat and tidy and where it's supposed to be, because I live in a very small flat, so if you don't keep on top of it, it kind of like goes anyway. So I was really, really productive. So number one is be productive, because if you're channeling that kind of upset and pain energy into being productive, you're getting a lot of stuff done, you're like, wow, that person's gone from my life, now look how much I've done in the space that I would have been messaging them or speaking to them. Do you know what I mean? I've got a lot done with my life, and I've made my environment a happier place to be in the process. So number one is be productive. It's really, really good. Number two is eat lovely foods that make you feel absolutely awesome. So I had some rice noodles tonight, and I've had rice noodles a few days ago as well. And this is kind of like one of my favorite foods to eat. I just absolutely adore rice noodles, right? Obviously I like them from a Thai restaurant, but can't go to a Thai restaurant at the moment because of lockdown. And also, well, some places are still locked down, shut down, I should say. My local Chinese is still shut down. And, it's obviously cheaper getting rice noodles from the supermarket, but I love the ones you put in the microwave, and they just taste so delicious. And I'm so happy because I got chopsticks at home. I tuck into them, and lovely foods, delicious foods, whatever type of food you love. If you have delicious foods, it just makes you feel better. Like rice noodles seem to nourish my body. They give me lots of energy. They just taste damn good. And so, if you eat lovely foods, it puts you in a more positive mood because your body's feeling good about itself. It's feeling nourished and excited and just really, really good. So number two is eat lovely foods. Number three is realize you've got more time to do other things, right? So while you would be usually video chatting with them or phoning them up or messaging them, you can be doing something else with your time, right? So if you're still in a situation where you're stuck with a person and they're taking up a lot of your time and energy and effort, but they're actually, the relationship or potential relationship or dating scenario is going absolutely nowhere, you're actually losing time of your life. People don't think in this type of way, but you should be. Right? Your time is precious. You can never get time back. Every minute that passes of your life is gone forever. Right? And if you waste time with a person or people that are not really gonna match your best interests, and they're literally, not gonna go anywhere with it, the relationship or the dating scenario, it's just gonna drag on and on and on for months or years like it is, it's no good for you, right? So number three is you've got more time to do other things, and that includes video chatting or phoning your friends as well. So today, I would have actually been video chatting with them tonight, this particular person, but I've gone to the supermarket. I've just had some beautiful rice noodles. It was raining, and I kind of chill out in rain. I think the rain's very beautiful, I'm like, oh, so good to have some rain. I'm feeling fun. And I'm phoning my best friend soon at 9 o'clock. So it's now 8:39. So I'm phoning one of my best friends, Andy. So we're going to catch up, and it's going to be amazing. So it's more time to do other things, and that includes speaking to your friends. Now, if you're good, then you would have kept your friends in your life. You wouldn't have given up your friends in the hope that a dating or relationship scenario would work out. And I've kept all my friends, whilst this particular person was talking to me, messaging me, video chatting, or we were connecting every day, I was still speaking to my friends. I'm still messaging them. I had planned scheduled video and phone call chats, which I did. So in terms of that, there's nothing that's changed. And, having that supportive friend network and maintaining and sustaining that, no matter what happens with dating and relationships, is very vital for your health and well-being, because I've got such a good support network. It means it's less upsetting for me, because it's like, well, I've still got people who care about me, love me, and will travel hundreds of miles to see me. I mean, one of my friends is actually in India. Like, even if I don't I'm still intending to meet my asexual soulmate romantic Indian person. But even if I never did, I've got a beautiful homoromantic Indian friend who's like a soul friend to me. So I've kind of already accomplished the soulmate thing, but in a friendship way. And they say they're going to travel to the UK to see me one day. That would be amazing if and when that happens. So I'd be so happy to see them. They're absolutely wonderful. We get on so well. It's a very loving friendship, but I don't have romantic feelings for them, which is even better for me because I'm a hyper romantic. So that's really, really good. I'm really, really pleased about that. They are beautiful person, beautiful soul. And I know they really respect me and care about me. So that's good. So yeah, so 4, this is so very important. Reflect on what was good and what was bad about that relationship, potential relationship or dating scenario. Now, it's not just about reflecting, it's about learning lessons. So what did I learn from this potential dating scenario, potential relationship scenario? So what I learned is not to change my standards, right? I kind of change my standards a lot for them. I want someone who moved to live near me. I want someone who'll travel to me, right? If they don't live nearby. So I didn't in the end accept the fact that they're not prepared to travel really to my city. They said, yeah. And then it's like, well, clearly there's no evidence of that. For me, like I'm not going to be, I considered like years and years later moving for that person, right? Because I knew in their personal circumstances, they can't really move. I mean, anyone can move, right? Anyone can move. But with them, I just thought I understand them. And so I could see why it wouldn't be good for them to move, right? But, I've always wanted someone to move to live near me, and I don't want to accept that again, like, as a possible, because it's no good for me. I mean, if they live not too far from me, maybe in a city they're not too far, that's better, but I still want them to move to live near me. At the end of the day, a relationship's a relationship, and I really would prefer to someone to live near me, and especially to either live nearer or live near me eventually. And so that for me is really, really important. I kind of changed my standard on that, and I shouldn't have done that. I've never changed that standard, I don't think, before for anyone. So, and, I changed it for someone who didn't even, want to travel miles to see me. And I was thinking about actually moving for them in the future. I mean, that's a big deal to me. So, yeah. So clearly, that was a standard that, isn't good. And I don't want to live out in the countryside. I want to live, stay living in a city always. And so, there's reflections, like I kind of like changed and moved my own goalposts for the sake of a possible relationship. And, it's weird because you kind of have, like if you're thinking about a relationship, nothing's going to be perfect. You might have to make some sacrifices or some compromises in that respect. But my philosophy is I don't want to compromise usually, in the sense that I want to get a guy who's very, very suitable for me. So I don't feel like I'm compromising and sacrificing things in a kind of like not natural way, So at the end of the day, I think actually, it's a very, very positive thing to have an experience with someone and then reflect on what I could have done better, or what, I learned from it. So I think it's very, 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 very positive. And right, yeah, very, very positive. So number 5 is how you feel. So number 5 way to get over someone positively, if you like, is focus on how you feel. Like, okay, you might feel upset, you might miss them a little bit. I mean, this person was in my life daily. It's like we were in a relationship when we weren't, right? And you know what that's like. It's very intense. Messages morning, evening, throughout the day. It's like, it's basically like a relationship without person committing to you. And that was basically what I couldn't tolerate anymore. It's like I don't want to waste my time with a guy who's not the right guy, who can't commit to me, when there's guys out there that will. You know what I mean? This clearly is not the right person for me, and I still think they're a nice person. I don't have any like ill feeling towards them. in the sense of person in and of themselves. But in terms of a relationship or potential relationship, you do not want a scenario where someone is acting like they are in a relationship with you and they're not. That's really bad. So fifth is focus on how you feel and focus on the positive feelings and emotions. Like reflect on the feelings, but also think about positive. So for me, if I think about positive rather than the upset and pain, if I think about positive, I'm thinking I felt relief. That, you know, I've made a decision. I've decided to walk away. So I take my personal power back in that, because obviously if you're in a scenario where the person's pretending like or acting like they're in a relationship, they kind of have the, if you like, you know, and you want that, but you haven't actually got it, kind of like you're a bit powerless unless you say this is enough. I'm not having this anymore. This is not on. I'm walking away. To either stay single or be with another guy who can give me what I want. Do you know what I mean? So you're kind of taking your personal power back. And, you know, for me to actually, despite the fact I liked them a heck of a lot, you know, I did walk away, you know, and I cancelled our video chat tonight. I didn't, you know, because I said that I want to spend time doing stuff that makes me happy. It doesn't make me happy talking to a guy who can't, you know, who couldn't commit to me and who basically didn't want to be in a relationship with me, you know? And that's fine if he doesn't want to be in a relationship with me. That's more power to him. That's great. But you know, yeah. And I feel good that I actually phrased it in a way that allowed him to walk away as well, you know. So I walked away completely, but I said that I couldn't make them happy, which I can't, you know. If I'm not the person that they want to commit to, I can't make them happy, can I? And if I focus on how I feel, we both felt nervous about the relationship. We both felt anxious about the relationship. It wasn't a relationship though. We both felt nervous and anxious about this situation. They felt kind of nervous and anxious because they didn't want to commit, basically. But they were acting like they were committed in a relationship with me from their behaviour. And I thought they really, really liked spending a lot of time talking to me and stuff. And then from my point of view, I was anxious and nervous that the person was acting in behaviour terms like they were committed, but they wouldn't actually commit. So our anxiety and nervousness acted in the opposite directions, which clearly is not going to be good for either of us. So since we're not talking at the moment, you know, it's been a relief initially for my body to stop being in a state of anxiety, because I do get potential relationship anxiety anyway. That's something that I get anyway. And so that has been relief. My body's gone back to a normal kind of state. I've got more sleep now. Like last night I fell asleep really early, which is why early for me, it was about 1, I think. I was watching a movie, kept falling asleep in it, which is why I couldn't stream on here, because I haven't had much sleep because I've got a new job, which has been difficult to adjust to, but I'm getting there. And then obviously this person was in my life as well, so it's kind of all new type of stuff. So you know, I feel a lot more positive. I feel a lot more calmer this time around, like the second time around, if you like. I feel, you know, I'm not going to say I don't miss them at all, because obviously they were in my life daily, like morning, night and day, you know. So I'm not going to say I don't miss them at all, because, you know, even when I'm talking about it, you know, I can feel a kind of like sadness there in a bit, you know. But overall, you know, I've been more productive. I've been eating nice foods, got some brilliant support network of friends, and overall my body's gone back to being a lot more calmer and happier, and I feel happier in myself. I can tell, like, I feel like I'm back to being Sandra a lot more, you know, much more positive, bubbly, energetic, vibrant, and much better emotions. So obviously, clearly that wasn't the right relationship or potential relationship or dating scenario for me or them to be in. Particularly, I'm speaking for myself. I'm sure I'm speaking for them as well, actually. So that's good. So right. Yes. So right. So on that note, number 6 is to celebrate your achievements. So celebrate the fact that you had the guts to walk away. Celebrate the fact that you ended it in, well, for me, I actually, you know, like ended it in such a way that I wrote them a message. I didn't just go out of their life. I basically said, this is not going to work for me or them. Like I could tell that they weren't happy anymore. And if someone's not happy and then it's best that I leave their life, so they can find someone that will make them happy and I can find someone that will make me happy. So celebrating, basically, celebrate, the strengths that you have, the strength of leaving that scenario, the strength of actually maintaining your standards. Even though I changed some of my standards, I still maintained in the end my standards, the ability to walk away, and the fact that, I get used to being rejected. The good thing about these type of scenarios is, like years ago, I would have gone into complete meltdown because years ago I wouldn't have been able to live without someone. Now I can, because I've been on my own predominantly for now 9 years, and I get used to being rejected. I get used to the wrong guy showing up, and like the more you get used to these type of things, the more it doesn't affect you as much. In some ways you can get over it quicker, or you can like be more calm about it than you would have done before, and you can kind of like let it go more easily, and so the fact that things didn't work out is a strength. The more you get stronger of the wrong person coming in and out of your life, the more that you can actually get stronger meeting the right one for you. It's very, very important. So you need to celebrate your strengths, your wins, your freedoms, your happiness, your singledom, and like just think of all the good stuff that goes with that, and the strength that you had to actually walk away from that situation. When if you think back to that scenario, it's like it's hard when you connected with someone, it's very difficult. But at the end of the day, I'm focusing number 7. This is number 7. I'm focusing on looking forward. So I want you to look forward and not, try not to look back. I know you're gonna like, if you're trying to get over someone, you're gonna go through a grieving process, whether it's a minor one or a major one. You're gonna like, maybe you might be a little bit like, I'm not really angry at this person, I don't think they're a person to be angry about. I think, I don't feel angry as such. I feel, I guess, a bit hurt, let down, disappointed. And then I kind of feel relief as well at the same time that they've done me a favor by going from my life, in that way, so I can make way for the guy who's right. So, when you look forward, it's all about like looking forward to the right person coming along. Clearly this person wasn't the right person for me to be in a relationship with, because their criteria for relationship is obviously very different to mine, and I look forward now. And to be perfectly honest, you have to have clarity to look forward. And once you start getting the clarity, of the situation, which is through reflection on what happened, you can see why, things have happened the way they have, and I really want to be with a foreign guy. This guy was British. I keep trying, like, last year I was with a British guy, actually in a relationship. It only lasted 3 weeks, and to be honest, I really want to be with a foreign guy. It can be a British born foreign guy, but I just, overall, I have more attraction for foreign guys. Overall, there's obviously exceptions of British guys I've been interested in, including the one recently, but overall I've got more attraction for foreign guys. I feel, love coloured skin, it's so gorgeous. I really like, in terms of reflections as well, I really want a guy who probably would be into more of the stuff that I'm into, would travel to see me, obviously, but I look forward, because it means that I've got this person who's wrong for me out of the way to make way for a guy who's right for me coming along. And so this is how you can look forward. This is a positive thing, because while you're hankering after the wrong person, the right person's not going to show up. They're going to block your way, and I am serious that I would like to find a relationship in the future. I'm quite happy being single. I don't need to be with a guy. In some ways it's a lot easier for me to be single, but I still would like, while I'm on planet Earth, to find someone for a relationship. Now I'm serious, so I need to find a guy who's actually as serious as I am about wanting a relationship. Not someone who just thinks about, oh, it's a nice idea. Someone who's really serious about that. You know, I haven't met the right asexual guy who's looking for a serious relationship, you know? But, all to look forward to. Also, one of the reflections I had is that I need to still get my finances sorted out. So I've just started a new job this month as a store sales manager, you know, getting progressively better, I'd say, at doing the job and knowing what needs to be done and working in the company. And there's a lot to learn, you know. But you know, I need to helps me now to have stable income for a while. But obviously, with the COVID situation, when I'm recording this in October 2020, you know, no job secure, no job stable, no matter what job you do. And so, you know, I need to really save as much money as possible from my new wage and keep my budget really limited. So maybe now's not the right time to meet the right asexual guy anyway. I mean, especially if traveling was involved, because with this particular person, I would have had to travel a long way to see them. And I do prefer if the guy comes and sees me, to be honest. And because I financially have to support myself, I don't live with any family and I can't move back to my parents. Like, I need all the money I can get at the moment because I've just come off a benefit scenario where I need to get my finances sorted out, you know. So I've got a lot of money I need to save up. And if anything happens to this job that I'm currently in, heaven forbid, you know, like say something COVID lockdown or something, you know, then, you know, I wouldn't have much of a safety net financially. So, you know, my main task at the moment is looking after myself, because at the end of the day, love and feelings will not support you financially and keep a roof over your head and food in your belly. Do you know what I mean? And it's really important, if I meet a guy who doesn't live near me, that I have a guy who supports my financial independence like that, and my own financial security, you know, because I'm in a position where I really, you know, need to save a lot of money because I need to support myself. And if something was to happen this job, I can't get any benefits with my self-employment author work for Asexuals I do, believe it or not, and for the books I write, you know. So yes, even though I don't earn a ton of money through doing that, the situation in the UK means I can't get any benefits. So I would be a bit not in too good a way financially if that's happened. So I need to save. So I need kind of a really understanding guy like that. Or I just need to like make sure my career is a lot more off the ground first. You know, and I still want to do a lot more self-employed work as well. So kind of like, you know, looking forward, this frees me up to like spend a lot more quality time working on my businesses, moving my career forward, saving. And maybe now's just not the right time. If the right guy showed up, the right foreign Indian guy obviously showed up, then it'd be different. But I think for now, reflecting, you know, it means rather than thinking about relationship, I need to be focusing on other things like my home and my finances, and you know, myself really, and being single actually. And I really love being single, I have to say. And you know, I've got this new job that I need to focus on as well, so I've got a lot of good things happening in my life really. And Asexual Guide to Sex book I still need to keep working on. It's Asexual Awareness Week next week. So, well, hey, that's going to be fun. And my best asexual friend Sam's coming to see me next Wednesday. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now because I've got to phone my friend Andy. And I'll look forward to seeing you on next video live stream. Until next time, Rachel, Quaggy, and Chuz, give this video a thumbs up if you like it and share it with anyone you think may benefit. I'll see you on the next video live stream. Lots of love. Thanks for tuning in.